wherever, whenever, whatever you say. I do it all for you. Anywhere, any place, anytime, any day. I do it all for you. It's all you, baby. It's for you, baby.
Yo, what's good, Connect Squad? Welcome back to Connect Life, and today we got another video. I am Cartoon Connect, aka Brandon Reed, and you are
Kaylee. My voice is terrible. It's my allergies.
So her voice is going out, but right now we are in Orlando, Florida. We are at Playlist Live. Today is the last day. Actually, after this video, we got to pack up and go so we can fly back to Indiana. But our video today that we want to do, we just kind of wanted to give tips and kind of give our outlook on having a relationship while being a content creator and having a relationship with somebody that is a content creator. So we just kind of wanted to give tips and kind of explain how we get through this, because if you don't know, I started off doing YouTube and I met her after I was doing YouTube. So there were some things that she found out that goes on with this life that we have to deal with or that we have to go through. So I'll kind of let her explain how she feels dating somebody that is a content creator.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we'll be able to do this. Well, when I first met him, I didn't know anything about YouTube, and I don't know. I don't want to say that I took it as a joke, but I was just like I don't know how to explain it. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what he was doing. I didn't understand how serious it was. Like, I didn't understand any of that. And when he told me he had a job on the side and then he had YouTube, I was like, okay, that's cool. And just went about like getting to know him and dating him and everything, and getting to know his 2 other children that he had at the time. So right now it's kind of like, it's crazy to me to sit back and like see how serious this is. And now that I started, doing the vlogs and stuff, and he's taught me some different stuff, now I understand like why he stays up really late and has these deadlines to do stuff, and why he takes it so serious, because it's his job, it's his profession. Like, he's not doing this just for fun. Like, he's doing this to get everything paid and, do what we want to do. But, yeah, at first I was like, okay, well, how come he isn't spending enough time with me, and how come he's just doing this and working and all this? So now I definitely understand. There is nights where he don't get into bed with me and go to sleep like a normal person. Like, he'll stay up until hours in the morning and work, and then he'll get up. Maybe he'll have like an hour of sleep and then take his daughter to school in the morning. Like, and it's just a constant routine. It's like, there's some days that he won't work like that, and there's some days that he will. It's something I have to get used to. And it's still a struggle because we have an 8-month-old child. So I'm like, dang, I feel like I'm kind of doing this all by myself. But then I'm sitting back, I'm like, well, I don't work as regularly as anybody else, so he kind of has to do that in order to pay for everything. And
then I guess I can ask like certain questions too, like so my take on it is it's a lot of the stuff she said. Yeah, it's hard dating while doing this, because a lot of the time I feel like I can't spend a lot of time with her because, especially being an animator, I have to work a lot. There's a lot of editing. There's a lot of everything: editing, animating, drawing. There's a lot of it. So I don't get to get in the bed at a normal time at night. I travel a lot. So this is her first time actually going out of state with me. Other than that, I usually travel either by myself or with my guys, and I'm used to it. But I don't know if she was used to me flying out of town for weeks at a time. I don't know if she was. How did you feel about when I first, when I had to leave for
your
days?
First one was New York, and that was with your cousin. When he went for that, I was kind of like, I don't know, like, I wasn't used to it because I'm not used to having guys that do this kind of stuff, and I'm used to just like regular dudes that do what they want to on the weekends, and then they go back to doing whatever. But I I was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll be gone for such and such days, and I'll just find something else to do, which is what I used to do. Like, even when I was pregnant with our son, I couldn't go to, like, VidCon and stuff.
Yeah, when you were pregnant, we went to... It was here, Playlist again.
Yeah, you went to Playlist but you couldn't go to VidCon because he was getting ready to be born. And I was so over it. Like, I was so over being pregnant, so I didn't want to go nowhere. So he was like, okay, well, I'm going to go do this. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go lay in bed. Like, I didn't want to do nothing, so it really didn't affect me back then. But, like, now that I can do stuff again and I'm not pregnant anymore, I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Like, I want to see everything, like, that he's doing. So...
Yeah, and at first it was kind of difficult, but now there's times where I have to just go out of town and she's not able to come. There's times where she is able to come. So we just kind of, it's kind of normal now because I travel multiple, oh, look at that helicopter. Oh, my bad. I travel multiple times a year. So it's kind of like, it's kind of normal at this point. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, we talked about the... just having a relationship while doing this. We talked about the traveling.
Well, you didn't talk about your part of when you first met me and you didn't have like it.
Oh,
you know.
yeah. Alright, so there was a point in time where I did want to date, and then when I started wanting to date, once I met her, I was still nervous about showing somebody everything that I do because with being a content creator, it's hard to date and do that at the same time because I was already anticipating the fact that I work all the time, so it's gonna be hard to have that relationship with somebody who might not appreciate the fact that I work so much. So I was a little nervous about that, and just about there's so much that comes with this life. Like she just recently started getting into vlogs, getting in videos, getting on social media. Before, I barely even post my kids on social media because as much as I love it, as much as it's a great job, it's still kind of like a bad place. Like, people stalk you. I've had my bank accounts hacked. Like, there's a bad side to it too. And I didn't want my family or the person that I was dating to have to go through that. But it comes with this life, and we're starting to learn that as we go. So it's just something that we've been learning. You just learn to hide certain things. You don't have to put everything out there. Like when we're going through stuff, we don't get on and put it on YouTube.
No.
Because that's
any social YouTube. Media, really.
Yeah. So it's just like stuff you just kind of learn along the way too. But this is actually our first time traveling, and I enjoyed it. It's really cool to be able to travel the world and see stuff like this, go to these different conferences, whatever it's called, like Playlists. Yeah, Playlists, VidCon. It's cool to go to that stuff together. I think that's pretty much how I feel on all of that stuff. I'm trying to think of what other obstacles we go through with just doing this. I go through like a lot of anxiety, and I get depressed a lot trying to do this because it's not easy at all. Especially being an animator, I spend a lot of time working on videos that sometimes don't do good at all. I mean, they do okay, like they get thousands of views, but when you come from when you come from getting 1 million views like back to back to back to back with a cartoon, once those numbers slow down, it kind of hurts. So yeah, that's like the hardest part about it. But other than that, I enjoy it. The only thing that I don't enjoy is kind of not knowing, outside of like YouTube income, not knowing when that next check is going to be. So you work so hard just making sure that you get paid from something. But
what about your kids? The way that they're like, okay, so we have a 6-year-old, almost 4-year-old, and an 8-month-old. The baby, of course, is not going to understand, but the other two, the 6-year-old is starting to understand.
Yeah. And
the 4-year-old, I don't know if he really cares.
He don't.
He does his own thing. So
yeah, he get what I like. He know that I make YouTube videos. He know that I make cartoons, but he doesn't know anything past that. Like the fact that I work well, he knows that I work a lot too. So he'll come downstairs usually when I'm working and be like, hey, Daddy, you still working? So like he gets it, but he doesn't at the same time. The 6-year-old really gets it. Like she understands when we go out of town and we go to stuff like Six Flags, we take the kids out to amusement parks. She kind of gets annoyed if people notice me and they come and they ask to take a picture.
She'll try and stand next to him, and I'll be like, "No, you gotta come back."
She doesn't really understand it, but she understands it. She just doesn't like it at the moment, just because it kind of cuts into like our time of doing stuff. When I like if I stop and take a picture with somebody who notices me from YouTube. I actually went to go talk to the Boys and Girls Club once, and there was like a lot of kids this time kind of crowding me because I was like signing autographs and stuff, and she did not like that. Like she was like hugging on to me the whole time as I was doing it. So yeah, she's kind of uneasy with it, but she loves YouTube, so she'll sit and watch YouTube all day. But she just, I don't know, she doesn't like the fact that it'll like kind of change things a little bit when we go out or we're doing stuff. But she enjoys being on videos and recording videos. She acts a little shy sometimes, but
yeah. But we had to explain to them like Daddy has to work in order for us to have a house and have toys and whatever else you guys want, because you know it doesn't come free. Like, and they understand that now. And
yeah,
because at first it was kind of like they were wanting to be next to him constantly and wanted his undivided attention constantly, which is what kids do. But then they started to realize that, you know, they can't do that. So they come to me, or they go to their mom, or they go to their grandparents, and they get that from everybody else. So it's not as bad as it sounds, I promise. But
yeah. I try to take time. So as a content creator, I wake up every morning around 6 to get them ready for school. Once I drop her off, the time from when I drop her off until it's time to go pick her up, I work so that I can get the working out of the way. Of course, it doesn't always work like that, and sometimes after I pick her up from school, I still have to work. But a lot of the time, once she gets out of school, I try to spend time with the kids so that I'm not just spending the whole day working. But you know, sometimes it doesn't really work like that. So like every time I pick her up, she's like, "Hey, Daddy, do you have to work when we get back?" And then I say yeah or no. But I try to make it work as best as I can. But I have to work a lot to be able to keep the house paid, make sure we have a car, make sure the kids get into school and all that cool stuff.
Yep, you're a good dad.
I try to be. But I think that's pretty much like the hardest things about being with someone as a content creator, and trying to be with somebody that is a content creator. Hit us in the comment section down below if y'all got any questions about it, or anything that any tips or anything that we could give to y'all about this, because she's kind of, I mean, I've been doing this for 3 years since I met her.
And we've been together for almost 3 years.
Yeah, so we've been doing it for a little while, but we just recently started showing our relationship on the camera. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure you comment down below. Any video ideas, make sure you guys comment down below. We definitely take video ideas. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anything else you want to say?
No, my voice is going out. So.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. You guys got us to over 12,000 followers. Our next goal is 20K. If we get 20,000 subscribers, that would be awesome, man. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and we'll see you in the next video.